Okay, so welcome to this episode of Identity Shift. We are here. It's 4:30 or so in the morning. It's probably 4:15 actually. We're here with my great friend 4:20. We're here with my great friend Jose Saraceras. This is a
Morning.
huge day. He's our guest on Identity Shift today, and we're going to be breaking down his identity shift through real estate sales. He is an absolute titan in the business. He actually has his grand opening going on today. Jose, share with everybody just a little bit more about yourself, what market you're in, and just what we're going to be doing today.
Sure, absolutely. So we're here in the fitness market. I've been doing this for about 7 years now. Yeah, today is a great day for us. It's definitely it's been a lot of work to get to this point.
Yeah.
So super excited, bringing the office to all the agents from PAC. Everybody's super excited about that, by the way, man. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
And today is usually, I think for the last 2 years, me and my wife will be coming to the gym in the morning, like around this time, 4:30 in the morning. So that's kind of what we're gonna be doing today. Is chest and arms. That's what I'll be working usually on Wednesdays, and that's what we're gonna do. I usually take about an hour or so of training, and then about 10 minutes on the walkers, and then we go home
Beautiful.
and start the day.
Let's get started. Let's get into some questions. So you hired a trainer?
Yeah, Vince.
Vince Goodings.
Godinez.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Okay. So let me ask you this. Before joining PAC, did you have a trainer? Like, what was your health fitness journey like then?
So like, we used to come to the gym, just Denise and I think I did it. I just looked some videos and whatnot, and I created my routine, but I wasn't working. When I was on real estate, there's this lady. She is from another brokerage,
Mhm.
but she has a training program.
Mm.
So they invited us for, I think they were doing like a camp or so. It's like gonna be like a 6 weeks camp,
Okay.
like a challenge. There you go. It was a challenge.
Oh, like a
So
boot.
like a boot camp challenge. Hey,
Yeah,
come to
yeah.
the challenge. It's like a month or 6 months challenge. Join, and be part of it. It's for healthy stuff.
Yeah.
So Denise and I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
You see how it is, and it was good though. So we hired her as our trainer for this, and we did that for about, I want to say, almost 2 years or so.
Okay. Okay.
And then after that, I met Vince. I
Okay.
talked to Vince a couple of times. A lot of people were happy with him as well.
Uh-huh.
So we decided to move into Vince.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been doing Vince, I think, roughly, it's not a year yet, but it's about to be a year.
So you started off being in it, like getting into fitness,
Mhm.
just the general interest. Did any fitness background before that, or did it start there?
Funny enough, when I was going through college, I was probably 19 years old. I was going to the gym. Because
Yeah.
a friend of mine back in college, he was doing it all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, Vente, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. So I did it for about 8 months, I think.
Yeah.
But I stopped.
Uh-huh.
It's funny though. It is good and bad, I guess. But once you get older,
Uh-huh.
you start realizing you got to do those things.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
For me, what it was, I never been heavyweight. However, I was a little bit, more than I would like to. And I started noticing I couldn't move the same way.
Hmm.
One of the biggest things I think that brought me to do this is that I used to be able to do this no problem.
Yeah.
And I got to one point, I was showering and I couldn't go all the way down. And I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
That's when I realized, I gotta do something about my health.
Yeah.
I think I was like 36, 37.
Do you feel like it's translated into your real estate sales and just your overall business, your mindset, and all that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I used to get tired so often, very quickly. That's one thing. Coming to the gym in the morning, I think if I don't, well, let me tell you this: if I don't come to the gym in the morning, I feel like I don't run the same way through the day. It feels like I'm slacking all the way. Very, just no energy, no nothing.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times in here, I'm thinking about a lot of stuff closely related, and I just put a couple notes, remember things, just do a couple notes, and then continue going. But it really helps me be stronger through the day.
Organizationally, for your group, how many transactions will you guys do this year?
How many we're gonna do?
Deals, yeah.
We're gonna be probably on the 80s to 100.
80. So watch, 80 to 100 transactions. You need energy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
need, you gotta have some enthusiasm throughout the day. Some of us are doing maybe less transactions and we're sluggish and we're tired. So it's beautiful. Let's get to work. So I'm curious. So in your business, let's take me back prior to joining Pack. Okay. In your business, what was the biggest, or prior to us meeting, what was the biggest struggle that you were having at that time, specifically in your business? What were you thinking? What was that next level that you were looking to break through to that maybe you weren't breaking through to?
I think one of the biggest thing was collaboration with a lot of other agents. Back then, it was a lot of everybody's competition. I was so alone in that world. I felt like that was only me against everybody and everything. That was one of the biggest things, right? And then starting to get to meet you and the other people, it was a lot of collaboration, which it was something that usually you don't see that in real estate. So I think that was probably the biggest thing and the biggest difference, that there were people like Manilla or Esparza that were willing to share their stuff without being afraid. Real estate is a lot of people are afraid of, I don't want to share this with you because then you're going to take my client. But then you usually work on the other side of the city, So that was probably the biggest thing.
So
collaboration.
So you were part of, and it's interesting, right? Because it's almost like a culture. So you have like yourself, like it's super set, right? 80 to 100 transactions a year, and yet you almost feel like there's like you're on a super big you're on an island basically, and you're not able to share, you're not able to mastermind with other individuals. Where now, Bonilla is in Colorado, Esparza is in Arkansas. You might have some people in California that now help you unlock new ideas.
See, that was the other piece too, is where, I got to a point where I was like in a plateau sort of way, right?
Sure.
I couldn't continue growing. I couldn't continue anything else. And then they moved past someone guys who were doing great. It's like, hey man, what are you doing? It's like, I don't know. Figure it out on your own,
right?
Kind of deal. And then you get stuck at that point. Where here, I'm like learning from a lot of people, and I've been able to increase my production and everything else because of the learnings that I have from someone else, which you usually don't see that. Like if you ask on it, well, at least on the brokers that I was before, and I heard that for the most part, it's everywhere the same way. Like if I were to ask you how to get better, you don't want to talk to me about that, or you don't want to help me out, which is a whole completely different piece in here. Which I was surprised, to be honest with you, when I started meeting some of the guys and like, oh yeah, do this, oh let me show you. I was like, really? Is that what? That was so easy for you to say that? And where before it wasn't like that.
Well, I think that the old model is competition, right? You have leaderboards and like who closed and right, and so it's that competition model where we really work to focus on the collaboration model, like that collaborative way. And so now, easier said than done, and it's something that's kind of thrown out there a lot as well, the collaboration. However, I think when, like you said, right, when you're in your business, you've created this flat line, which a lot of agents do, a lot of producers, it's just where we get to, right? And if you don't have that environment that's open-ended where you can say, hey, here's what I'm doing well, here's what I'm doing, kind of having a challenge with, but what are you doing? So maybe I can implement it in both sides of the perspective to help me grow. So it's awesome. Yeah. Well, that's beautiful. Wonderful. You probably got another set. So then we have the kind of like the decision moment, right? And I remember you called me. You took a little bit of time. That was like an interesting. It was like you asked me like a couple of questions, and I was like, yeah. So, okay, we'll meet. And then it was like we didn't meet for like a month out of it. I don't know. It was interesting, something like that. So I'm curious for you though. What was like the decision moment, right? And then also, like, what was the hallucination you were having, or what was like the thing that was almost like stopping you? There's always kind of like one or two things that's like kind of holds us back. For you, what was that? I'm curious.
The money. So
okay, yeah.
I always calculate everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and my wife makes fun of me because I don't find the penny everywhere, right? So, anyways, for me I was doing the calculation, and it really meant an extra transaction that I was going to lose. Coming to Pack, I was on a and a lower fee brokerage.
Flat fee?
Flat fee brokerage.
Okay,
There you go.
okay,
Flat fee
okay.
brokerage. And so when I did the math, doing 50 transactions, because back then I was doing about 50 of them,
Okay.
doing 50 transactions was gonna cost me about 10 grand to come to back. So if
Okay.
I did the same numbers, right,
Okay.
I was gonna lose 10 grand. So
Got
that's
it.
where my mind was wrapped around it.
Okay.
I said, oh, I'm gonna lose 10 grand to come here. You know, so that was my hallucination.
Sure.
You know, having to pay that extra 10K.
Yeah.
But then what I come to realize is that my question was this. Okay, so I'm gonna lose 10 grand. Can I benefit from that change? Or
But
what
how's that-
could I gain from this
Okay,
game?
okay.
Right? That was what my thought process was. And I was like, okay, if I come here, they're gonna teach me to grade one extra transaction because that's what I needed to break even, right? In a way. And that's where I come to realize, you know what, yes, I'm gonna go to this place where, yes, I'm losing 10K at the beginning, but they're gonna teach me to grow my business this other way. It's worth it.
Got it.
That's where the decision was.
Go ahead.
No, that's why it took me a little bit of time because I was going through like, oh, it's gonna cost me this. Should I even come? It's gonna make sense, stuff like that. So it takes me a little bit for me to jump into things.
Sure. No, and it makes sense. And so, you know, and this is what we do, right? It's kind of like dollar for dollar, deal for deal. We work through our splits. So you're saying, okay, well, if I make this decision, that's an extra $10,000 that I'm going to be paying. So like, and the way that I would say is, oh yeah, that's one deal. And, you know, easier said than done, right? When you're thinking about it from that perspective, it's like, all right, that's $10,000. And I'm curious, just like looking back, is how long have you been with us now?
2 years.
2 years. Have you seen those extra transactions, or like what's been the result there? How many additional transactions?
Well, every year has been a little bit better. So
Okay.
for the first year, I think I'll move up about 50% better.
50% in your business?
Correct, 15.
15 deals?
Yeah, 15% more.
Oh, 15%
deals. So
more.
I think from that I went to 60, and now we're hitting the 70 to 80%. I mean, 70 to 80 deals total,
So like an extra 10 deals.
give or take.
So in essence, year over year, it's, you know, 90K on 10K,
Correct.
right? 180K on 10K type of thing.
Correct.
Let's get it. Love it. That's awesome. So how did I'm just so well
Okay, so you should have.
yeah, so I'm like used to like I don't know, it's interesting. Like my workouts have just changed a little bit, you know? So everything's like I'm like crawling around on the floor. Just going, what are you doing? Okay.
Yeah, because you pretty much do it at home. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it makes sense.
Yes. Okay. So question. So 2 questions. What were some of the first wins that you experienced at PAC? So you joined like, oh, this is a victory. This is cool. It's different. And then number 2 was a system or a support that you received that you said and you realized, oh, this is different. Like this isn't what I was used to.
Okay, well, man, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of things that are different. But I think one of the first one is the mental shift, the compared to like other places we were at.
Okay.
The mentality.
Okay.
The mentality of the agents, like the concentrating on health, concentrating on your well-being as a person, like really focusing on the agents for the benefit of the agents, not just the production of the agents. Where in any other company is like, okay, so you did this, now you gotta do that, but if you're not producing, then you're not good enough. Or like you're like, oh, whatever. We're here is like every agent matters. Every agent is important. And we try to, in a way, meet them where they're at, in the sense like for me, my goal is to do over 100 units.
Sure.
But for any of the other agents, maybe their goal is to produce 20 and be happy with 20.
Sure.
You know, and that's fantastic. We gotta kind of help them meet their own goals and where they're at. And just because it's not the same goal as mine does not mean that theirs is not important.
Sure.
You know, so you want to kind of help the agents reach what the goal might be. Because some agents, I have an agent, for instance, that said, look, I want to do 25. I'll be happy with 25.
Great.
Because I have my life. I take care of my kids. I'm a coach on the soccer team. I'm so into my other sons' activities that they have. So doing more than that is not what I'm looking for.
Right.
And that's beautiful though, because he knows what he wants to do, and we help him reach that, be able to get to that.
Yeah.
Where before it was like,
that's the business of his dream. Yeah.
correct. And it doesn't have to match mine.
Sure.
Like, or, he doesn't want to do 100, so he's not good enough.
Yeah.
No, why not? Like,
Yeah.
actually, he knows what he wants,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And we helping him get to that point, so he's happy. Where, like I said, anywhere else, I was having a conversation, the award ceremony we just did recently,
Oh yeah.
and I was talking to the spouse, okay?
Okay.
Not even the agent. I was talking to the spouse, and I was like, "Hey man, how you doing? How's everything going?" It's like, "Man, you guys are so different." It's like he wanted to be an agent at one point, but he was when she was working on the other brokerage, he got very discouraged because of the way they were. And I was just asking the guy, like, "Hey man, how's it going? What, how things are going?" It's like, "Man, you guys are so different, compared to the other brokerage." To the brokerage, I remember we did the award ceremony, and the other brokerage was like, "Hey, these two people are the best. Everybody else sucks. You guys gotta be better. You guys gotta be like these guys." And all the kudos went to that people, not a couple people, and everybody else sucks. You all suck.
Wow.
You guys better figure out how to get to this point,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "I don't want to be part of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything like that." And then when he came to us, it's like, "You guys are so different.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about trying to help everybody. You guys were trying to give kudos to everybody, whether the producer didn't produce, or try to involve everybody into it." So he was like breath of fresh air, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Well, it's the thing, right? And who's to say that this individual with that clarity, and instead of feeling this shame and this guilt and like this, like, oh, I'm not that person, right? Instead of feeling that, who's to say that that person doesn't go out and then meet somebody from that energy and that perspective, and now all of a sudden deals are magnetizing to them, and they're still able to enjoy the things that they want to enjoy. I mean, that's really the game, So that's cool. So that was one of the differences that you noticed right away, was like, this isn't just about my production. This is actually tapping into other areas of my life.
correct.
That's awesome.
So the mentality shift for sure,
Yeah.
helping our agents be happy where they're at. You know what I mean? And try to help them get to that point where they're happy, and help everybody, collaborate with everybody. We a lot of the other brokerages, which is fine, we do that too. Like happy hours, get drunk.
It's real.
Which is there's a
it's
place
real
for that. There's a place for that. But then now here we're like, "Hey, let's go hiking.
Sure.
Let's go at this activity."
Yeah.
We have our events, and after our events in the mornings, typically, hey, we're gonna go exercise. Which you don't see that.
Yeah. That's awesome. If you want to hit a set, and then if you think of anything else, Yeah. Yeah. When we look, specifically at the systems, the support at PAC, what do you feel has helped you grow the fastest? And what do you feel has helped your business move the needle forward the most?
Got it. So now I have a team.
Okay.
So in the team, I'm the trainer, I'm the leader,
Sure.
I do everything. Now with PAC, there's a structure where my agents are actually getting trained by someone else, which frees time from me. So now they're part of a system where they're like, "Hey, go to this training. Hey, we got this training coming up. Make sure you join into that." And someone else is training for me. You know what I mean? So now
Yeah, that's great.
exactly.
Yeah.
So now I have free time to do some other things while my guys are still getting trained.
Sure.
That's huge, because now it liberates time, but also helps me get the agents trained and develop.
Right. So so this is very, very key what he's sharing here. So most team leaders in our industry, what happens is it creates a little bit of a bottleneck, right? Because still producing, right? I mean, you're still in production, and at the same time, you've got an agent that's come to you and that said, "Hey, I need some training, I need some support, I need some skill set, I need some systems that I need to implement." Well, now a great leader like Jose can leverage, and that's the key thing, can leverage the ability that, it's not that he's going to go away or he's not going to be there to support them. However, what's nice about it is that it's like there's dedicated times, and then it frees up your time to be able to go out and do some of the things that you enjoy doing,
Correct.
which is super cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm curious, what changed about how you think as a professional? What mindset did you let go of that has helped you grow?
I think probably the biggest thing, and I'll go back to this, is the collaboration. Because one of the biggest things before, it was like you're on your own. Don't ask questions, because if you ask, they're not gonna help you anyways. But at the same time, now you build the same situation where now someone asks me, and I will respond the same way. You know, so I ask you, you say no. So when someone asks me, oh, shit, I'm gonna say no too. You know what I mean? So I think that was the biggest change, where now we're in this company where it's all about collaboration. An agent reaches out to you from whatever place, and you help them out. I have a lot of agents from California. I know the places, or someone who just joined, and they reach out to me like, hey, Jose, can you? Yeah, sure, let's help you out. Very different. Where before I wouldn't even take the time.
Wow.
You know, and it was because that's what I thought it's supposed to be. You know, that's all. You know, I'm supposed to help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was like everybody's on their own because we're competition. You know, we're competing. I think that's probably the biggest change
Mindset.
in mindset. We're like, okay, no, let's help each other out. This enough. There's one saying that I used to. And it's so funny though, because on my previous company I had a mentor, and then he told me one time, I don't know if I'll be able to translate it to English. I'll say it in Spanish, and then I'll see if I can translate it. El sol sale para todos.
That's so good.
Yes. Sure. So the sun comes out for everybody, and he told me, don't ever cover the sun for someone else.
Yeah.
You know, help train and develop.
Right.
And I remember in my other company, I was always about training and developing people because they were gonna take my position, so I can do some of the stuff, so I can grow within the company. I had the mentality coming into real estate. It's like, no, that's not it, man. You don't do any of that shit.
Good. That's so good.
You don't do any of that shit. And so coming into PAC, it was like retrain myself to say, no, let's help develop, let's help other people so they can help you at the same time. And they come back to me. And a lot of times there's agents that they're willing to help out with every situation because I'm helping them out too as well. Like I had an agent one time, I don't know where I was at, and I need a client to see a home, and someone was willing to help out because we're always helping each other out, you know.
Sure.
And now you have this collaborate way of helping on any circumstances.
Okay.
And there's not an agent that is too new that I cannot help you some way.
Sure.
And someone with so much expertise and training that cannot learn something new from someone else, you know.
It's so interesting how we would think, right? So you know, prior to PAC, we're flatlined, right? We would love to do more business, but yet we're flat. And yet the mindset is almost a mindset in a way where it's like, no, I've got to kind of keep what I know, and I'm not gonna, like, right here, versus a mindset of, man, there's plenty of transactions, there's plenty of deals out there for all of us. It's up to us to go out there and accomplish them, and us to go out there and attract them and to get them, right? And then we look back to the numbers that we were talking about earlier, where it was a 15% increase. Even if it's going from 50 to 60, that's a $90,000 raise, right? That's an additional $100,000 in gross commission income. Now we're looking at 70 to 80. That's potentially a $300,000 increase right there in growth, with the mindset also though that is, it's abundant. It's out there, you know. So oftentimes we think that the growth is, I gotta go work harder, I gotta go and, you know, make more calls and do these types of things, where I'm really a big believer the growth really happens when we put ourselves in positions of magnetism. And like you shared, you never know. This is an affirmation that I tell myself all the time. Like, I openly share with all of the agents that I surround myself with ideas and practices that help them grow. And as a result, they in turn share ideas and practices with me that allow for my mindset to grow and create more opportunities. So thank you for reminding me of that. That's so good. That is so good.
You know, so crazy.
Please.
There was something that I realized, like Ivan Rivas, right?
So,
We
yeah.
do similar production, and we both work on the same Phoenix is super big.
Okay.
So we got East Valley, we got the West Valley. Me and him literally work on the West Valley.
Okay.
We live very close to each other. So that means that a lot of the times you would think they will have the same clients.
Your competitors, like
We both speak Spanish, so a lot of our clientele are Spanish-speaking clients.
Sure.
So shit, I'm fighting with this guy for clients.
Yeah.
We have never crossed a single client ever.
Interesting. Isn't that interesting? And both of them do, like, both of you guys do really good production.
Correct.
That's incredible.
Same
That's
area and
such a
stuff
good
like
point.
that, and
That is such a good point right there, because that when that mindset flips and when that mindset changes, I think the whole game changes for me.
because before having that mentality, I was like, "Oh, Ivan, we're literally competing."
That was the thought.
Correct. So
Yeah.
I can't share with him anything because he's gonna take my clients.
Wow.
I don't think we'll ever cross a client. Well, maybe, right? But like,
Sure.
but for the most part, we probably would never.
Wow. That's incredible. That is such an aha right there. That's
It
so
was
good.
for me.
That's so good. Okay, so next question for you. Outside, let's kind of, okay, real estate is great and we're growing and all is well and this is fantastic and you're growing as a leader, which is super cool. But let's look at like outside of real estate. How has life changed since joining PAC outside of real estate? That's the smile I was looking for.
Funny you asked that question. You should ask this question to the niece.
Yeah.
She-
Oh, we will. We'll find her.
We find she, I think it was about a year ago. I had her year in real estate, and she started crying in a way because I think the question came up to her, and she's like, "You guys have changed my husband a lot because of his mentality, the way he thinks, the way he is. He's more open. He's more spiritual now. Because before I didn't bread work, man. What freak is that,
Yeah.
right? So now I'm doing bread work in the Red Rocks in Colorado,
Yeah.
which is the most amazing thing that I ever done.
Right.
You know, it's beautiful. You can never go there. You've probably been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You know, my mentality changing to look for something more holistic, to look for something more concentrate on the health, and not just your body health, but your mental health. You know, and for her, it's a big thing because now she sees me as someone different
Yeah.
that has a different mentality.
Yeah.
So what shifted in seeing is my family more than anybody else, because now they see me being super different. That's a huge positive impact on her
Right.
and on my kids.
It's huge. I mean, you think about it, right? You go from being in a place where it's all business. I got to do deals. All the deals falling apart. You know, and that energy versus now you transition that. And now it's like, yes, business is a component of it. It's a spoke in the wheel and it's very important. And we want to make sure that we're growing as you are. And also, we are taking care of our mindset. We're taking care of our vessel, right? We're doing things like breath work to really slow the game down and remember what's important. So that is really cool. And I do want to ask Denise to change it because she's here as well. So
Yeah, absolutely.
perfect. I wanted to ask, so what's been the hardest part about the growth for you? Like the most challenging part, and maybe the part where you needed to kind of implement a little more discipline in certain areas or learn a little bit more in certain areas that kind of like bear down a little bit more.
Challenge. Trying to think about that. I think the letting go of, obviously, I know that collaboration is important, help others is important, but at the same time, that transition, it is letting go of it, right? So that part is where at the beginning was a lot of, okay, should I share this? Or maybe I share this, but I don't share that yet. So that like is just letting go.
Yeah.
Like anything, everything,
Yeah.
just let it flow.
Yeah.
So that's probably the biggest challenge that I had at the beginning.
Yeah.
Is I want you to teach me,
Sure.
but maybe I don't teach you everything yet.
Yeah.
And little by little, letting that completely go and say, you know what, let's go. Because I think the more I've been sharing and the more I've been helping, the more I get back in return as well.
That's right.
Realizing that is difficult sometimes.
It's very difficult. In real estate, it's funny because people will have like their own scripts, or they'll have their own forms that they have people fill out, or like oh, when I go on the presentation I do this, or this is the software that I use, or the system that I use, and what's interesting is that we almost like we grip those things, and me myself, like I know exactly what you're talking about. I had like my probate course that I had, and I just that thing was in my back pocket. A mentor literally shared with me like, "Hey, you keep this one in your back pocket, because that's the game that we're kind of brought up in almost, But I love what you share. I'm curious, has there been like maybe like how have you learned that in a way? Like, what have you maybe seen examples of it, or what was or like maybe other individuals within the company that you've seen that it's like, what, like I see them doing it, they kind of help you with your discipline a little bit?
Yeah, so I seen the other, like Bonilla as a big example of that, right?
Yeah.
So he's willing to share his whole book of what he does and how he does it without being afraid of everything, and he does way more production than I do. So if this guy who's doing great in production is willing to do that, so why I can't, or why do I have this like thought process like, oh, I can't grow, like he's doing way more than I.
What's my hang up?
Was my hang up.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing,
Yeah.
In regards to something like that. Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. Very cool. Somebody's watching this interview right now. They're on YouTube.
Hopefully.
I know, right? They're on YouTube, or they're wherever they're watching it. They're listening to it on iTunes or whatever the case is. By the way, subscribe. What advice would you give them? What would you share with them? Maybe they're struggling a little bit, right? Maybe they're not seeing the results that they want to be seeing in this business. They know that it's possible. However, they're not seeing those results. What advice would you share?
Okay. So I think the biggest thing is like being open for change. Because sometimes we're so caught up into, I don't want to change, or I don't want to try something new, something different. And it's not about trying something new every single 3 months or 4 months, right? It's about giving the opportunity to see there's something different out there. A lot of times we don't think that there is something different because we have seen so many this all the same all the time. So give yourself the opportunity to try something new. Talk to different people. Not everybody, at least in real estate, what I realize is not everybody's going to be the same way.
Sure.
So try to find someone that is willing to help out and willing to help you. Another big thing is find a mentor. That's what I always tell people all the time. You need to find a mentor in everything. We'll usually start with the gym mentorship.
Sure.
Right.
I'll hire a trainer.
Yeah, hire a trainer. That's the first thing. Well, in real estate, you have to have a mentor always.
Yeah.
So that's so important to have a mentor in whatever you do. If you're in business, you have a business, you're a business owner, hire a mentor that can help you. So I think that's the biggest thing. Hire someone to help you.
Yeah.
By mentorship. If you're a real estate agent, help is super important.
Sure.
I have agents that I know that they're doing great, 25, 30 units a year or so, and they don't even have a TC. They don't want to pay for a TC. And that's like mind-blowing for me.
Sure.
That they're not willing to, I don't want to pay $400. The time that you save, that you create to do more production by hiring help is super important. It's super key.
And the benefits of the client is so important. So I love that, right? So be open to new ways of doing things. And one thing that I'll share that's helped me with that, because I'm very that's a challenge for me. That was a challenge for me early in my career, and I'll share something that Bruce Lee shares, and it is take what is useful and discard the rest. Because so often we go, well, I don't want to learn from that person because of this or that, whatever. It's like, yeah, but everybody's got something valuable that they can offer.
course.
You can take what is useful and you can also discard the rest. And now I'm learning that there's a saying where if you say, oh, I don't like that person or I don't like the way they do things, that's actually the person that you need to be talking to the most.
Correct.
It's interesting because it's a law of human nature. So that's huge. Finding a mentor, I think a mentor in this business is huge because what a mentor allows you to do, that I love that you shared, a mentor allows you to ask questions. And we grow through the quality of our questions. And so with that mentor, they can help you cut the corners and things along those lines. So in kind of finalization here, I want to ask you, like, where do you see the future going? Like, what are some of the goals that you see 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road? Like, where's your thought process at, and what are you looking to accomplish moving forward?
So my personal production, I want to get to 100. That's my next goal.
Okay.
And obviously continue to grow it better. I need to get to there so I can continue to move forward, right? So my first goal is to get to 100.
Yeah.
That's what I want to get to. My other goal is to help my agents reach their goals. Whatever those goals might be. If they want to do 12 in production, they want to do 100 in production, whatever that might be for them, I want to help them reach those goals. I have a team, and I love to have a team, but I also love and help them get out of being in a team and being on their own way. Not because I don't want them to be with me. I love them to be with me forever.
Sure.
But just like I wanted to be on my own, and most people like to be on their own. They're in a team because they need the help in the structure.
Sure.
So I want to help them so they can be on their own.
Wow,
That's my biggest thing.
what a leader, what an amazing leadership thing to share, because that is so, you look at the flip side of it of, no, I want to keep you right there, versus like, no, I want you to grow, I want you to develop. That is awesome. So Jose, thank you so much for your time today. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode. I truly have learned a lot, so I know you will too. And where can they follow you?
So social media, Instagram, as my handle is Jose.Cereceres.realtor. That's on Instagram, and Facebook is Jose Cereceres. And I have the same picture for Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, so you'll be able to find me very easily. But it's Jose Cereceres, realtor in Arizona.
If you referrals, support, any of those things, he's an absolute superstar. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Let's get it. Let's go. We were talking. I'm curious. What's the biggest change that you've seen in Jose from before PAC to joining PAC?
Gosh, so much difference. Not to brag, but I feel like Jose would be a producer anywhere he goes.
Oh,
He has it in him. He's a
agree.
natural leader.
Yes, I agree.
But like being able to work with a company that has like that mindset of soul and growth and development has really shifted his mindset. We started, doing the meditation, doing the prayer, coming into like gym in the morning has really shifted his perspective. Even the way he has leadership now has tremendously changed. Before it was very sales-driven, performance-driven, and now it's like well-being, spiritual, being okay with yourself. Above anything, focusing on self-growth, and the business follows. So I'm a big advocate for PAC because I've seen a complete change. So before he joined PAC, there was a situation where we were like, okay, am I gonna work out? We've been married for such a long time, but it's difficult to run a business and have a work-life balance.
Yeah.
And completely shifted when he joined PAC. So that's why.
Denise, is a lender, and so that dynamic happens, right? You have the real estate side, you have the lending side,
Yeah.
and then you combine that, regardless, real estate or lending, but just two business entrepreneurs
Correct.
making that work.
Yeah.
Focused on business only versus, hey, it's a spoke in the wheel. It's a part of it, but it's not really the whole game.
Exactly.
So, thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Thank you guys so much, okay?
Thank you, man.
I'll see you guys at Clem.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for
Bryce.
allowing us into your space.